Welcome back to the Morning Blend. Well, for all babies, a good life starts with a healthy pregnancy, and that's why one Wisconsin company is leading the way with a new app that's easy for pregnant women and moms to use. It also gives rewards for keeping up with doctor visits. Pam Stahl is the CEO of UnitedHealthcare Community Plan of Wisconsin, and we're excited to talk about this program called Baby Blocks. We're going to talk about that in a second, but first, I think it's really important. Great to see you this morning.
Nice to see you. Thanks for having me back.
To talk about why it is, I mean, you hear so much when you're pregnant about you got to be healthy, you got to eat right, you got to go to the dentist, all that stuff, but why is it so critical?
Yeah, so let's start with some statistics. First of all, we know that premature births prior to 37 weeks of pregnancy account for 35% of our infant mortality in the United States. And here in Wisconsin, we're ranked 23rd for infant mortality. We can do better than that. In Milwaukee specifically, 10.8% of our babies are born prematurely, low birth weight. Babies that have low birth weight and that are premature have higher risks of both short-term and long-term challenges, things like respiratory problems, developmental delays. So when moms and babies are healthy, both before baby's born and after, it just makes a huge difference to get our moms and babies off to a good start.
Yeah, and that start is key to a healthy development as well as when life goes on. Baby Blocks is a really interesting program because I think it's appealing to a new age. I mean, things that weren't available when I was pregnant and having kids, and it kind of combines the technology, makes it easier for people to be healthy and do the right things when they're pregnant.
That's right. Let's face it, there's lots of information out there. You can go to the internet and find all sorts of information while you're pregnant. But the great thing about our Baby Blocks tool available to UnitedHealthcare members is that it links that technology with really good information. So for our moms that are pregnant that have UnitedHealthcare Community Plan, they can go online, register for the app, download the app, and the app reminds you of your doctor's appointments. It gives you triggers for those appointments, and then if you keep your appointments, you win rewards. So you're eligible to win rewards. There's also an opportunity to talk directly to a maternity nurse via the app, so you can get really good information.
Yeah, and speaking of the rewards, I was really impressed because it includes things like clothing, teething rings, books, toys, diaper bags, thermometers, a lot of other things that new parents need that sometimes can be very expensive. So what a fun thing to do for yourself, to be healthy, to do for your baby, and then you get rewarded for it.
You bet, and you said fun. The tool is really a fun tool. We have 40,000 moms across the country that have registered for the app, and we do consumer satisfaction surveys on those moms, and we have a 98% satisfaction rating. So it's really a great tool, great information, great resources, and it is fun too.
It's wonderful. What other features does Baby Blocks provide?
Yeah, so I mentioned one thing is that you can talk directly to a maternity nurse via the app, which is great. The doctor's appointments. It will send you on your phone wellness tips that are tied directly to where you are in your pregnancy. So that's pretty cool. And they're fun tips, but also helpful tips as well.
You can kind of mark your progress too. What about people who are not on Medicaid, for example? People who are like, hey, that sounds really good, but I don't know if I qualify to be able to use it.
Yeah, so it's available to moms on Medicaid who have UnitedHealthcare for their provider in 16 states. And it's also available to moms who are part of an employer-sponsored plan for employers that have more than 5,000 employees across the country. So it's available to both.
Wonderful. Are there any general tips that you can give moms, maybe new parents, to keep in mind? You know, we've talked so much about a healthy pregnancy. The delivery is important for that to go well, and for that to be healthy as well. What advice or suggestions do you have?
I think of three things. First of all is keep your doctor's visits. It can be a little overwhelming when you're pregnant. I remember that myself. There might be over 20 visits that you need to keep over the course of your pregnancy, but it's really important that you stay close with your doctor and your care providers and keep that link. Secondly, avoid an elective delivery prior to 37 weeks. It can get tempting toward the end of the pregnancy. You want to meet that baby so bad, and you're ready to have the baby. But an elective delivery prior to 37 weeks just is not a good idea. Great increases the risk of complications for your baby. And third, avoid smoking and alcohol. No amount of alcohol is okay during the pregnancy. And if you are a smoker, talk to your doctor about tips for stopping smoking.
Because they advocate that so much. They really want to help people who have those habits to discontinue it during pregnancy, which is a great thing you can do for your child. What about foods? Because I think, you know, everybody thinks about certain foods you might crave, but there are certain foods that can just bother you you in terms of how you feel, but there's things you should avoid for the health of the baby?
Yeah, I craved all foods when I was pregnant, so I had that for sure. But they say to avoid shellfish, raw meat, unpasteurized milk, and you should drink a lot of water, which we should all do anyway, but drink lots of water, and be sure to get some gentle exercise as well. Work with your doctor to come up with an exercise plan that makes sense for you.
Yeah, especially if you haven't started one prior to pregnancy. You want to be careful about what you add in. All of these useful tips are available on the Baby Blocks app, and I love how it follows you through your pregnancy and through those different stages of the pregnancy. So here's what you need to do. If you're sitting at home watching this, wanting to sign up for Baby Blocks, you can go to this site. It's uhcbabyblocks.com. You'll just need your member ID number or your baby's ID number handy when you do that. And we also wanted to let you know about the community baby shower, which is coming up Friday, January 22nd. So that is this week, Friday. This is something that UnitedHealthcare does in partnership with Century and Today's TMJ4. It's a wonderful opportunity to give to babies right here in our community. All of the things you donate, new items, people make beautiful quilts and blankets, diapers, formula. It's an exciting event for us here because so much is raised in this partnership that we have with you. So thank you so much for doing this with us and for making this available to moms and babies in need in our community.
We're happy to do it. Thank you.
Great to see you. Thanks so much.